Hey, I'm here with my friend and teammate, Bulk Goblin, aka Trevor Smith. What did you do today?
I top 8'd YCS Indy Ultimate Time Wizard Edison format. I played Hero Frog. I essentially hijacked Apapro's list. Is that your name? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Aeropauzos.
Apapro's list that he played at Orlando. Or no, you played that at
Nats.
Nats, that's right. And then we worked on it for a really long time. Today we went into the tournament playing card for card the same list, but he played more Gladiator Beast than I did, so it didn't go as well for him. The last 2 weeks, Dimitri hopped on our frog train. So I think between Dimitri and I, we were only playing 4 cards different. So we played almost the same list. We both made top 8. Jordan, got kicked in the teeth by Gladiator Beast, but that's okay. I'll show you the deck profile. All right. We have 3 Substitute because he's the good card that lets you play the game. We have 3 Swap Frog because he's the other good card that lets you play the game. I played 2 Treeborn. That's one of the differences between Dimitri's list. Double Swap, and then the 1 Uni. It's pretty much the standard package that everybody plays. The Uni is really good. Usually he just eats Mirror Forces and Deprizzes, but you get to pick what gets Mirror Forced or Depriz, so it's really good. Also, you can often use him to bait Torrentials through a dupe lock that then both your dupes resolve, whereas if it's like a swap and you activate its effect, then they miss timing. So it's really good for that. That's the standard frog package. And then we've got the Monarch package. Everyone plays 3 Caius because he's really good. Not everyone plays the triple Ryza. It's really nice. In the Frog Mirror, it's not great, but against everything else, you can often find yourself in checkmate scenarios where you can just loop the Ryza with your Swap Frog and top deck them forever, and then they just lose. Then the Hero package. It's, I think, relatively standard. The only thing that's an outlier is that we're more on the Mally build. Right, you play Stratos, he searches your dudes. You play the Water guy because he's a water guy. This one because he has 1900 attack. This one kind of sucks, but sometimes when you don't have a Monarch, you can search him and he's a tribute summon, which is kind of a Monarch. Also, he gets a little better games 2 and 3 when everyone puts in their rugs, just because he doesn't do anything, so they can't rug him. But the big thing, right, is the Mally. We're on a heavy discard trap list, so it comes up to get your +1 on the discard trap and then summon the body later. It's pretty worthwhile. It worked out quite well today. I drew 2 Mally twice today, or twice this tournament. Both of those games I still won. One time I tribute summoned a Mally over an Ab-Zero and killed them with the Mally, so I didn't brick on it today, or it wasn't meaningful if I did. The only other monsters we play, right? The Junk and the Gores. You play Gores because he's good. You play Junk because he's really good. You can do a lot of cool things with him. He actually lets you use your extra deck for things other than Miracle Fusion. A lot of times he makes your sub combos even better. If you have 1-for-1, it makes Black Rose. Usually you're just using him actually to make a big Junk and kill people, or a Goyo. The spells, these cards, they search Stratos, and this one searches Junk. 1-for-1. If you draw 1-for-1 plus E-Call, you just get to win the game. Your opponents will pick up their cards, so that's pretty sick.
So how's 1-for-1 in this deck with the Mally?
Yeah, so specifically, right, you go E-Call, you search Stratos, Stratos searches Mally, you pitch 1-for-1 for the Mally, and then you fire it off, and then you have full sub combo plus a Stratos. You can bounce the Stratos if you want, or you can bounce a swap if you want. So you get the Duplock plus an extra card back. So it feels like you go +6. Technically, I think it's a +2, but it's super worthwhile, and you get your whole deck set up, so now your Miracles are live, all your Monarchs are live, and you thin your deck by 8 cards or something like that. So I did draw the combo 1 time today, and I won, so that was cool. The power spells, right? Brain, Heavy, MST, there's really nothing to explain. Those are good cards, we play them. Triple Miracle, because we like Ab-Zero, and he's really good. And then this is the discard package, right? So the double or the triple Raigeki Break, the 2 Wing Blasts, and then the 1 Mirror Force. Raigeki Break is objectively better. I think you have to play 3 of this in any frog list. I didn't side it out once. Those 3 cards are locked in for me. The Wing Blast are good in a lot of matchups, and they're just okay in others. So these always come out against like frogs, and I was even citing it out against like black wings and some other stuff today. Sometimes it's really good to stack your opponent, but sometimes you actually want to out the monster. And so in those matchups, the Wing Blast does come out. And then Mirror Force, because it's Mirror Force, sometimes people think you don't play it because you're playing frogs, which is nice. Also, it outs all the stinky dudes. Side deck. This is probably where we spent the most time, right? So Ape Pros and I looked at the main deck a lot, and we're pretty much in agreement on that. And then we spent a long time on the side. So I think this is the cool card that we're playing. We got it from Dimitri, who supposedly got it from a teammate, but I think he invented it himself. It's DD.
I think he printed the card himself.
I think he did as well. DD Assailant, and everyone asked me all day, what is this for? As they were getting beat by it. So it was clearly for something, right? It's really good against a whole host of things. Mainly, it doesn't get deck decked, right? So it comes in any deck dev matchup. It outs the stinky boys, right? It outs Vanities, it outs the Fossil Dyna. It's pretty good into Black Wings as well, because they want to kill your guy if they go for a Shura play. The problem is that this is just going to banish the Shura. It's also pretty good against like Vayu stuff when they're poking in, and it actually outs the body. It's kind of just a bad app zero at this point, but you can search it off Rota, which is nice. Yeah, anyways, it was very good today. Oh, and I played like 1,000 Machina players, and so this dude was just munching on fortresses. So that was pretty sick. So there's those. The triple vanity, because this is for frogs. It's also for other stinky things, but mainly for frogs. It came up, I vanities people. Sometimes you can go like Miracle and then tribute it for the vanities and like nuke their board, and then they can't play on top of that. This card was to keep the Dragon Turbo away. It did a really good job at keeping Dragon Turbo away because no one played that today. And then this is the card that we've really been loving lately. It's Nobleman of Extermination. It was insane all day. Every time I drew it, I felt like I won the game. It's kind of like, I know this sounds really weird to say it's like a pseudo dust shoot, but it's just knowledge. Like you get information. If you hit, like I played it against the Blackwing guy, I hit his Icarus attack, and then all 3 Icarus attacks are gone. So now you get to play really, really kind of recklessly, because I know I'm never going to play into Icarus attack. But it was great. It was incredible all game long.
Yeah. With the high monarch count, it seems like hitting an early game rug would be pretty good.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and so because everyone's bringing in rugs. The thing is too, I know sometimes people say, well, it sucks because they can chain it and then you can't do anything with it. The thing is that there's only 2 cards in the format that you actually go -1 activating this, and that's going to be Oppression, and it's going to be Yada. So, like, if I activate this and they have Oppression, that's fine. I was always going to go -1 on Oppression. I would rather go -1 using a Nobleman than using my Swap Frog. Yada is a little bit stinky, but you kind of base that on how game 1 looks with the Blackwing players. If they're playing lots of Yadas, maybe consider not playing it, but it's just so worthwhile. You get so much information from it, and it pretty much always resolves. And then the Soul Exchange, that's pretty standard. That's kind of part of the like Frog Mirror package, but it's also really good against like Hero Beat. It's good against Blackwing. You just take their dudes and you tribute them off. And then these are the only traps we put in. It was 2 Karma Cut and then 1 Dust Shoot. The Dust Shoot was for like more kind of degenerate stuff. It didn't come in a whole lot today. It might have come up, I don't know. But the Karma Cut is pretty much the 1-for-1 swap for those Wing Blasts. It was pretty worthwhile against, it was good against Blackwings, it was good against Machina. I played a handful of those today, right? So you banish the Fortress on field, you banish the ones in the grave. I banished, I think, a Sirocco on a Whirlwind, and then I also banished the one in grave. And those are definitely scenarios where you would much rather it be Karma Cut than Wing Blast, because you're not only just outing the body, you're outing something on the graveyard as well. So that was the side. Huge shout out to Jordan. We put a ton of work in on this side, and to Dimitri. We spent hours trying to figure out what to do. So with a very, very similar deck between the 3 of us, the fact that 2 out of 3 of us topped was pretty good. And Jordan and Jason won a big JD card, so that was pretty cool. Oh, I gotta do the extra deck too. I guess that could come up.
You can run through that pretty quick. Anything that's
Anything that's impactful?
yeah.
Yeah, not really.
Let's talk cards that came up.
Yeah, the token comes up because you play Gores. This is the Goopy Boy. We're a big fan of him. You play Triple F-Zero because you want to resolve Miracle. You play this card, you really do not need to play this card. This card could be anything else. It never comes up. This, you can technically Colossal Armory Arm people in weird ways. I didn't make it. I did make this one time today against, I think it was like a Gear Machina player, which is a little spooky, but his Siders were already gone. That one does come up. This is usually how you OTK people. He gets really, really big and you just kill them. This one sometimes comes up, you just want to make a 5 and for whatever reason you don't want to make the others. This is actually mainly just because here in like Konami stuff, your life points matter. So if you're going into time, you can slam him through and pierce. If you didn't want to like make a Brio or something like that and you can be up on life points, it feels bad, but that's just the way it is. Brio, you know, you out problems, you kill people. Goyo, you out problems, you kill people. Black Rose, it outs problems and then you kill people. Stardust, you don't ever make, but he's supposed to be there. Colossal Fighter, sometimes you make him, but not usually. This card, you don't ever make, but technically it could come up. That is the extra deck.
All right. Any shout outs or anything else that you want? I guess you already shouted out Dimitri and me. Any other shout outs or anything?
I don't know, the boys in San Antonio cheered me on, the boys in Lexington cheered me on. This is my first real big Edison tournament that I've played, so it was a ton of fun, had a great time all weekend. And I'm glad that Jason slept on the floor so I could actually sleep in the bed, so that was sick.
All right, man. Well, congrats on your top. Enjoy the high of victory, and we'll catch you at the next one.
Sounds great.